Today I'm going to try and do something which is probably not going to be possible, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and ask you to find some sympathy for us poor recruiters. The reason I'm going to base that on is that it is a pretty difficult sales job. Now, a lot of jobs in sales are tough, obviously. You may well have one as well. Where recruitment is perhaps a little bit different is that you are effectively, whether you're an internal recruiter or an external recruiter, you are to some degree selling to both people and selling in both directions. So what I mean by that is you may be selling to both a potential employer and obviously a potential employee or candidate and employer to use the vernacular. And that brings its own challenges, because what you're trying to do is to sort of marry together two different people's aspirations and expectations, desires, wants, needs, etc. And this is really quite tricky. And often you'll find there'll be quite a long process involved, and you may well get to a point where you as the recruiter have genuinely got both sides to recognise that this is going to be a marriage made in heaven, and we're both going to agree and we're signing up, we want to go ahead, I want to work for you, this company wants to hire me, all is good. And you can get to that point, and then just at the very death, just when everything is about to happen, one side or other can change their mind and decide that it's no longer the right job for them, or that this candidate is no longer the ideal candidate for the job. And to give you an idea of how unusual this can be, perhaps compared to most sales roles, if you imagine this situation occurring, let's say, in a car showroom. So someone's gone in, they've bought a car, they've agreed to go ahead with the purchase, and then just at the death, the Ford, the car, suddenly speaks up and says, no, don't rate him, I think he'll be a bad driver, I don't want to go with him. Deal off. Or in a retail setting, let's say, someone's decided to buy a beautiful dress, it's going to make them great, the talk of the party, and then just at the time you get to the till and you're about to pay, the dress suddenly pops up and says, oh, no, I think I'd look better on somebody else, I'm not going with this deal. Now that, although it sounds incredibly silly, is essentially what you have in the recruitment world. You're trying to make both sides happy at all times, and unless you can get both sides to go along, there is no deal. So it really is quite tough. So I hope that I can generate some empathy, some understanding, and some consideration for us poor recruiters out there. It's not going to happen, is it?